Yo, I remember like one of the first times I met you personally. You was in a studio with my man Cocoa Butter.
Yeah.
He used to be in K104.
That's the OG.
And just like, I was just quiet. I was just sitting in the corner. I think I was sitting on the floor or whatever, and just like, I don't know, just minding my business. But just hearing you talk, because like you was in a booth for like a minute. And then when you finally came out, I never realized how much of a dope, dark sense of humor that you had. Like, yo, like I was like when I was telling my friends, because I was still in high school at the time, so I was telling my friends like, yo, Bun B low key could be a comedian. He got like this really just dark, dry sense of humor, man. Like, and then just to see you whip up a rhyme and kick it, just like very minimal takes. I don't even think you did multiple takes. I think you was just in there initially writing. Then you banged it out and came out. I'm like, yo, dude's a genius.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say genius, but I figured out that it didn't take much for me to write a rhyme. It was just really about once I decided what I was going to talk about, the rhyme for me pretty much wrote itself. I have a distinct style of patterning that most people really don't pick up, but like the first line dictates everything for me. You know what I'm saying? So most people save their best for their closing lines. But for me, I feel like I have to come out the gates. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win a race. You come out the block strong. You know what I'm saying?
As you crack your knuckles and get ready to get back out there on August 31st with this brand new album, different landscape. People used to buy records, hard copy, physical CDs. We're in a streaming universe now. Now, as a dude who's seen it come both ways, which way do you prefer? And are you excited about, because you're one of those few people who actually has the catalog that can sustain itself within the streaming world.
Right.
Just doing it on me the other day. It's like, oh, that's probably why people drop so much music now, because like where you're missing out in actual sales, it's the slow trickle effect of having so much crap out there that, you eventually get it in some way.
You just got to stay active, right? I tell everybody from my generation, is like, look, don't worry about where you're going to land on the charts or anything like that. You just have to put music out. Right, just keep feeding the people music, and they will eventually find it and take it in. And it's definitely different not having like the mom and pop stores, and because Best Buy killed the mom and pop store, and now the internet is killing Best Buy
hard.
You know what I'm saying? So, and no, I don't necessarily have the kind of activity that some of these younger artists have, because I'm not really doing what young people find amusing. You know what I'm saying? Young people like to see people their age doing things, getting away with things that they can't get away with. So it's a lot of the character or the personalities of people that sell their music more than their actual music does. Yeah. Some people do much better when they're just in a state of talking and living their life, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to when they're actually dropping music and releasing it. So for me, I'm not going to start acting out of my character and start doing things just to get attention, because there's a lot of people that have, been down with this movement since the beginning. And as my life progresses, their life has progressed. So I got to remember that the majority of my fan base are in the same place that I am, and they're going through a lot of the stuff that I'm going through. We're worried more about our children, some of us our grandchildren, how our legacy is going to play out, what do we leave behind for the people that we love, those kind of little things. That's what we really want to talk about. But then music at its very least has to be entertaining. It still has to be fun and an enjoyable experience. But music done at its best can inform people, engage people, educate people, and inspire people. So we want to make sure that we have a good balance of all of that.
Now, how does a person like yourself, Ice Cube, even Public Enemy for that matter, find their core fans in 2018 when you don't have necessarily video shows?
Right.
People of a certain age, they working all day, so they ain't on YouTube. They're not on the gram like that.
Right.
How do you get the information to those people?
A lot of those people, if they are on social media at all, they're on Facebook. So you've got to do a lot of Facebook interaction and, doing things like this, coming and talking with people like you who are still on the airwaves. And, again, it's not the easiest thing anymore, because it used to be just like, this album comes out on this day, go to your local record store and get it. And somewhere within those first 2 or 3 weeks, people would go out and cop that album. A lot of people from my generation, they still live in a world where they want a physical property. If they spend their money on something, they want something that they can touch, that they can feel. So we are going to press up physical CDs, but we're not going to rely on them for the majority of sales as we used to. Now, does that mean we're going to lose some sales in there? Yeah, because people that are going to want to find a record aren't going to have the avenues that they're used to finding records, and some people still aren't giving themselves over to buying music. But streaming works for everybody. Even if people don't buy a record on Google Play or iTunes, people still use Rhapsody. People still use Pandora. They use Spotify. They use Tidal. All these different outlets to hear the music. So you just got to make sure the music is available, and eventually they'll find it. They'll either buy it or stream it, but eventually it'll all add up and you'll get, what you're supposed to get. Now, will I go platinum or whatever? Probably not. It's just not, I don't have, that big of a fan base that's out there in that digital world like that. But we're going to be appreciated. We're going to do some numbers, and it'll get us back on the road. And, we don't have a crazy lifestyle, so I don't need 1 million records sales to make $1 million. We can finesse that through merch, through touring, and other different ways. We got sponsorships and things like that. So, as long as you're out there and you're active and you're letting people see that you're not lazy and stuff like that, you can – there's more ways to sell a record. When I first started, you had to literally sell a physical album to make money off of your music. But now people can buy the album. People can buy it digitally. People can stream it on a number of different formats. So instead of one place creating one source of revenue, now you have 8, 10, 12 different places that can bring you in revenue if you know how to work those places and let people know it's available there.
See, I wish more guys like you can get on the circuit and because there's a lot of people who've been in the game longer than you, that don't understand that process.
They're used to getting the bag different, right?
Yeah.
It was very easy and very well set up. You sign your record deal, the record company would eat most of the costs that it takes to promote a record and all of that. So now if you want to eat, you have to be a lot more active. You literally have to do everything yourself to a certain extent. Now, we're distributed by Empire, so Empire is going to do a good job of, letting the young people know who would be interested in Bun B, know that it's there and getting us in front of people. But at that point, you got to know how to sell yourself. And for older artists who maybe have allowed their record company or different representatives to sell their music for them, they're the ones that are going to be a little bit caught up right now. So it's just a matter of having always been active in the process. Even when I was on Jive and Rap a Lot, I would want to ask a lot of questions. We would want to know certain things. How does this get done? Who helps us with that? And now we're at the point where we know all this information. We have it at our disposal, so it's time for us to take advantage of it and use it to the best of our ability. So that's what I'm trying to do, is lead by example.
Work it, man. The album is out on the 31st.
August 31st.
The return of the OG, the return of the trail. Everything's back. Everything you love. Like who's the last rapper that made you go, oh, shit, when you heard him rap?
That's a good question. Right now, probably Tobe, this kid out of Houston.
What
new
part
kid.
of Houston?
I think he's Southwest.
Okay.
I think he's Southwest, possibly A-Leave. But he's Nigerian, so he puts a lot of his African heritage into his music, and it separates him from everybody else. And then he's also he's extremely good with his words, so he doesn't really curse in his music. So he's in a different lane from everybody in his approach and way he does everything. It's really more of a band or a group, I would say, because in everything that he does, like every video he does, his wife and his music partner are in the video, and everything he does is very highly coordinated, very well thought out, mapped out. I just really love his approach to not just making music, but also the industry. He's worked very hard. Like, I asked him to do some stuff with me, and he's like, "Oh, gee, your music too raw.
Wow.
Like, it's not really in line with my image and how I want to be seen in the world." And I thought that was very honorable of him to be honest about that,
Yeah.
And
pull him up and check him out.
And I don't want to do anything that messes up anybody's career. He's a great talent. I wanted to do music with him, but he knows what it is he's trying to do and how he wants to be seen, and that's just not the way he wants to be seen. Because I do make some, all my music is not crazy like that. A lot of the music on this album is very inspirational. But,
man, you drop a lot of gems.
But I do go hard too.
Yeah,
I do go hard.
You gotta be able to pull both bags out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's really good. And
you ever done one of those 23andMe things?
No.
Apparently, every black person's Nigerian. I'm Nigerian too. Our cameraman's Nigerian. Like everybody's Nigerian here.
I'm sure there's some lineage in there from Africa for sure. Obviously, I think that's a given.
But everybody that I've talked to that have done 23andMe, like Gary with the T is Nigerian. Apparently,
right.
It blew my mind, man.
Yeah, we all team Niger then. I'm down with that.
Got to represent. So cool. So before you go, Return of the Trail.
Yes.
In-stores August 31st. You still teaching?
Yeah, but not this semester because we had to get the album out and do promo and all, because school's already started.
Yeah.
So there was a conflict of interest because I don't like doing both at the same time, which is another part of why I didn't really record a lot, because when you teach, you're speaking directly into young people's lives. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want them to get mixed messages for me being there sometimes and then not being there.
Gotcha.
Like I've been asked to do Springfest every year since I started teaching at the university, and I won't perform on campus because I don't want them to get the message confused that I'm professor, but then I'm also Bun B. They know that, but I don't think that's something that I need to mix with the classroom. I need them to see me in a certain space, in a certain headspace, continuously and consistently. So if they want to come out in the city and see me perform, that's cool. But most of my kids, they still call me Prof. They're very respectful.
Is it like Professor Bun B or?
Yeah, it's Prof.
Prof Bun B.
But it's Professor Freeman, though. No, don't.
Oh.
Yeah, none of my students call me Bun B.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, so no one turns in like an assignment with a thumb drive. They got like a demo on it.
No, I told them anybody with a demo could turn it in with their final exam.
Okay, that's a reason to make them stick around.
Yeah, so.
This dude's smart from top to bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman is Bun B. His album Return of the Trill is out August 31st, and I can't stress it enough. Pick up the physical copy when he drop it, and you selling like merch and shirts, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Where did they go to get that?
Anytime you see me in concert, and then you can go on, you can look at my Instagram bio. I'll usually have a link to stuff, but we're going to be bringing out a lot of merch to the first couple of concerts, especially the big one on August 30th. I got a big album release concert with all the local guys, some young up-and-coming talent, and some big names that I can't say until game day.
Okay.
But we got some big names coming out to support us on this one. We're very proud and very excited that people even anticipating it at on this level.
Yo, if rap was NBA, this brother is like one of them street ball legends who played in the majors, but wanted to take it back to the park and still shoot your lights out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bun B. Headkrack After Hours. We out, man.
Thank
Much
you,
love, bro.
Headkrack.